Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Colin Jones and welcome back to Bootcamp Day number 2. This video is going to be mostly an introduction to the 3-step model. Now that we have our trading view all set up and all of our settings applied, all the indicators and all that good stuff, we can start to hop into the actual model. So if you haven't already, go ahead and click the like button and subscribe, and let's get into it. As a lot of you probably already know, the 3-step model is heavily focused on fair value gaps. What's the reasoning behind this? Well, it's a pretty simple explanation. When I was learning ICT concepts and watching through the 2022 mentorship, the thing that stuck out to me the most was fair value gaps. They were really easy to make sense of, they were really easy to spot on the chart, and so I just kind of took those things and ran with it. And I started to notice a pattern that fair value gaps on the higher time frame were getting tapped into all the time, and almost every single time they were being respected. And if they weren't, it was extremely obvious, like down here where we just trade straight through this gap and we use it to trade higher. It was simple patterns like that I noticed happening every single time, almost every single day as well. See, if we have a high time frame gap and we know that price is fractal, then we know that that high time frame gap is going to carry down all the way to our lower time frames. Knowing this allows us to take a high time frame gap, drop down to a lower time frame, wait for that gap to be tapped into with SMT, and allows us to catch the distribution of the high time frame candle with a low time frame risk. This is what it looks like on the higher time frame. We're actively catching a change in the state of delivery on our lower time frame to catch high time frame distribution, giving us a low risk, high reward situation. So now that you know a little bit of the background, let's just jump straight into all 3 steps of the model. Step 1 being obviously a high time frame fair value gap. Now, obviously we're going to cover a lot of this more in depth across the next few videos, so don't get worried if you don't understand any of these terms. I will make sure to explain all of them in due time. So after we have our high time frame gap, the next thing that we need is SMT divergence. The high time frame gap kicks things off, and the SMT divergence confirms the high time frame gap. Sometimes high time frame gaps will be disrespected. So in order for us to find the right one, we have to pair it with SMT as a confluence to know that smart money will be actively engaged at that fair value gap. So once you have a high time frame gap and SMT divergence, the last step is a low time frame change in the state of delivery. Now this can be in the form of 2 different things. I specifically look for IFVGs and breakers. And that's as simple as it gets. This is all 3 steps of the model. Find a high time frame gap, use SMT divergence to confirm that gap, and then use low time frame CISD to find your entry. This being a primary example of that, we have a 15-minute IFVG, we have SMT down here on the 1 minute, and we have an inversion gap right here. Now, obviously, this is the bare bones of the model. I would get much more in depth over the next 20 days, but this is the basic framework of the model, so at least you guys can go start backtesting this. Like I said, this video was just going to be an introduction to the model and an introduction to why I chose how this model is going to function. So if you got some value out of this video, I'd greatly appreciate you like and subscribe. And again, I trade this model live every single day inside my premium Discord. So if you want to watch me trade live completely free for 7 days, all you have to do is click the link in the description to activate that 7-day free trial. I will also link a free PDF that I made covering every step of this model in the description as well to help you guys backtest this while we get the rest of this 20-day bootcamp out. Thank you guys so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it, and I'll catch you all next time. Peace.